The fluorescent lights buzzed like a swarm of angry hornets. I stood at the far end of the conference table, clutching a stack of printouts that suddenly felt heavier than lead. 43 faces stared back at me, some sympathetic, some curious, some already scrolling on their phones. Then the new director, a man whose name I'd only learned that morning, cleared his throat. "Sarah," he said, voice crisp as the collar of his starched white shirt, "you've done some nice work, but you've—" He let the pause stretch, phones lowered, someone in the back actually gasped. "Reached the ceiling of what this role can offer you." The words detonated inside my chest. My knees threatened to fold. I had been at Apex Creative for 9 years of late nights, skipped vacations, and birthday cakes eaten over Slack. I had built the social media division from a two-person side hustle into the engine that paid half the company's rent. And now, in front of every colleague I'd ever mentored, cried with, or celebrated, I was being erased with a single sentence. I opened my mouth, nothing came out. He kept talking, something about streamlining, fresh perspectives, no hard feelings. I heard none of it. My pulse thumped so loudly I was sure the microphone clipped to his lapel picked it up. When he finished, the room stayed silent long enough for a pen to roll off the table and clatter like a gunshot. Then Maya, my art director and best friend since college, stood up. "This is bullshit," she said, loud enough for the back row. A ripple of agreement fluttered through the room, but no one else moved. The new director's smile didn't waver. Security appeared at the door, two polite men in navy blazers who looked sorry to be there. I was escorted out before I could find my voice. If that opening gut punched you, smash the like button right now. I'm about to take you through every raw, messy, triumphant step of what happened next. Subscribe and tap the bell, because by the end of this 40-minute ride, you'll see how getting fired in front of 43 people became the best thing that ever happened to me. The hallway to the elevator felt endless. My badge still worked, small mercy, so the doors slid open with a cheerful ding that mocked me. Inside the mirrored box, I caught my reflection, mascara smudged, cheeks blotchy, hair escaping the neat bun I'd twisted that morning while humming Taylor Swift. I looked like someone who'd lost a fight with a tornado. I pressed the lobby button 3 times, as if speed could outrun humiliation. Downstairs, the security guard, Lewis, who always saved me the last chocolate chip cookie from the cafeteria, pretended not to notice my red eyes. He simply handed me a cardboard box someone had already packed. My succulent, my world's okayest team lead mug, the framed photo of me and Maya at last year's holiday party, both of us wearing ugly sweaters and champagne grins. "Take care of yourself, Sarah," Lewis murmured. I nodded, throat too tight for words, and stepped into the October chill. The first week was a blur of pajamas and self-pity. I stress-ate an entire family-size bag of Flamin' hot Cheetos, then cried because my tongue felt like sandpaper. My mom left voicemails I couldn't bear to answer. Maya blew up my phone with memes and voice notes that all ended the same way: "Call me loser." On day 8, I finally showered, put on real pants, and opened my laptop. My LinkedIn headline still read Social Media Director, Apex Creative. I stared at it until the letters blurred. Then I deleted the whole thing. Blank slate. I scrolled through job listings. Every posting wanted 5+ years experience, proven track record, ability to thrive in fast-paced environments. I had all of it, but the memory of the conference room kept replaying on a loop. I closed the laptop and ugly cried into a throw pillow that smelled faintly of Cheetos dust. Maya showed up on day 10 with 2 bottles of Prosecco and a plan. "We're not wallowing anymore," she declared, kicking the door shut behind her. "We're strategizing." I tried to protest, something about severance running out, about health insurance, about the fact that my professional obituary had been read aloud to my peers. But she waved me off. "Listen, you built Apex's brand from scratch. You know algorithms better than Zuck's own engineers. You have a network of creators who would kill to work with you. Why are you looking for another cage when you could build your own zoo?" I laughed for the first time in days. It hurt my ribs. That night, fueled by bubbly and spite, we sketched on the back of a pizza box. A new agency, mine, ours, something that put creators first, not corporate egos. We called it Spark Vibe Collective because it sounded cooler after the 3rd glass. The next morning, hungover but electric, I texted 10 of my favorite freelance illustrators, copywriters, and TikTok strategists, people I'd hired at Apex, then watched get buried under bureaucracy. 9 replied within an hour. The 10th sent a voice note: "Sarah, I've been praying you'd leave that place. When do we start?" We started in my living room. I pushed the couch against the wall, set up a whiteboard I bought at Target for $29.99, and turned the coffee table into a war room. Our first client was a local bakery famous for cronuts. Budget $800, deliverables 1 viral reel, 2 static posts, and a giveaway that would crash their website. We delivered in 4 days. The reel hit 1 million views. The bakery sold out of cronuts for the first time since the pandemic. They paid us double just because they were giddy. Word spread, a sustainable swimwear brand us, then a queer-owned candle company, then a nonprofit teaching coding to girls in foster care. Our rates climbed faster than my heart rate every time Maya refreshed the inbox. But growth brought growing pains. By month 3, SparkVibe had 12 contractors, a shared Google Drive that looked like a tornado hit it, and exactly one bank account that made me sweat every Friday. I was still sleeping on the same couch that doubled as client meeting central. My mom finally cornered me on FaceTime. "Sweetheart, I'm proud of you, but you look like a raccoon that lost a fight with a copier. When are you hiring help that isn't 19 and fueled by Monster?" She had a point. I was spread so thin I forgot to eat actual meals. Maya handled creative, I handled strategy and invoices, and nobody handled HR, taxes, or the fact that our office plant was the same succulent from my termination box, now drooping in protest. Enter Jonah. I found him through a Reddit thread titled "Accountants Who Speak Fluent" meme. 29, wore round glasses and ironic tease, could explain 1099s using only SpongeBob references. I hired him after he fixed a payroll glitch in 12 minutes and then roasted my spreadsheet color palette. With Jonah on board, cash flow stopped hemorrhaging. We leased a tiny parking space above a yoga studio that smelled permanently of patchouli and ambition. I bought real chairs, Maya hung fairy lights. We threw a launch party with grocery store cake and $9 champagne. 43 people showed up, exactly the number who'd watched me get fired. Some were ex-colleagues who'd quietly left Apex. Some were clients. Some were internet strangers who'd seen the cronut reel and wanted in on the magic. I stood on a plastic stool and clinked a plastic flute. 6 months ago, I said, voice cracking, I thought my story ended in that conference room. Turns out it was just the prologue. The room erupted. Someone started a slow clap that turned into a full-blown cheer. Maya wiped tears with the sleeve of her denim jacket. Jonah filmed it on his phone, muttering about content gold. But the past wasn't done with me. In month 7, Apex's new social campaigns started tanking. Hard, engagement down 60%, clients jumping ship. Rumors swirled that the director, Mr. You've Reached the Ceiling, had never actually run a TikTok account in his life. He'd been a VP of traditional advertising who thought going viral meant catching the flu. Then my phone buzzed with a number I hadn't saved but instantly recognized. Apex HR. "Sarah, we'd like to offer you your old position back. Double the salary, full apology in writing, the team misses you." I let the voicemail play twice. Double salary, benefits, a corner office I'd once daydreamed about, safety. I looked around our little parking space. Maya editing a reel with her feet on the desk, Jonah color-coding invoices to a lo-fi playlist, our intern teaching the succulent to dance on TikTok Live. The walls were covered in sticky notes and inside jokes. Someone had taped a printout of my termination box succulent next to a post-it that read, "Still thriving, bitch." I deleted the voicemail. Month 9 brought our biggest test. A national beverage brand, let's call them Fizzy Pop, hired us for a summer campaign. 6-figure budget, national TV tie-ins. The kind of account that could buy us a real office and health insurance that didn't make me cry. We pitched a concept built around user-generated content, real people, real stories, zero stock photos. Fizzy Pop's CMO loved it. Contracts signed, production began. Then 3 days before launch, the CMO's boss, a C-suite dinosaur who still called influencers, those internet kids, killed the whole thing. He wanted celebrities, he wanted safe. He wanted the opposite of everything we'd promised. Fizzy Pop froze payment. Half our team had already fronted travel and equipment. If we didn't deliver something, we'd owe vendors out of pocket. SparkVibe could fold before our first birthday. I called an emergency meeting at 11 p.m. Pizza again, pepperoni this time because morale. Everyone looked shell-shocked. Maya spoke first. We could pivot, give them a watered-down version, take the L and live to fight another day. Jonah shook his head. That kills our reputation. Word gets out we cave and every future client will push us around. Our videographer Priya raised her hand like we were in school. What if we launch anyway, without Fizzy Pop's blessing? Release the UGC cut on our channels, tag the creators, let the internet do its thing. Worst case, we burn the bridge, best case. She didn't finish, she didn't need to. We voted at 2 a.m. unanimous. The next 72 hours were a fever dream. We edited around the clock. Creators who'd shot content for free because they believed in the vision gave us permission to use everything. Hashtags were born, memes were minted. At 6 a.m. on launch day, we dropped the first video, a montage of real moms, skateboarders, grandpas, and drag queens cracking open neon cans under summer skies, set to a remix of an indie song we licensed for $400 and a lifetime supply of soda. By noon, Fizzy Pop Reel had 3 million views. By 6 p.m., Fizzy Pop's official account was ratioed into oblivion by fans demanding the cancelled campaign. By midnight, the CMO called me personally. Name your price to take over the entire summer push. No notes. We named a price 40% higher than the original contract. They wired it before breakfast. 1 year to the day after my public termination, Spark Vibe threw a party on the rooftop of our brand new loft office, exposed brick, floor-to-ceiling windows. A succulent garden Maya insisted on calling Therapy Corner. 87 people showed up this time. Clients, creators, even Louis the security guard who brought homemade empanadas. Someone projected the original cronut reel on the brick wall. We cheered every time our old footage appeared. At 10 p.m., Maya clinked a real glass, no plastic tonight. Speech, the crowd chanted. I stepped onto the same plastic stool, now spray-painted gold and bolted to the floor as a joke. The city lights glittered behind me like a promise. Exactly 1 year ago, I began, I stood in a conference room and heard the worst sentence of my life. I thought it was the end, but endings are just plot twists if you keep writing the story. I looked at Maya, at Jonah, at Priya, at every face that had chosen to build with us instead of watch from the sidelines. Getting fired in front of everyone stripped away the safety net. And you know what? I didn't need it. None of us do. We just need the guts to jump and the people crazy enough to jump with us. The rooftop erupted. Someone started a conga line. Jonah tried to calculate how many empanadas per person on a napkin and gave up. Later, when the party thinned and the city hummed below, Maya found me by the railing. "Remember the pizza box business plan?" she asked. "How could I forget you spelled revenue wrong?" She laughed, then grew serious. "You okay, really?" I thought about it. The panic attacks that used to wake me at 3 a.m., the way my stomach still dropped when I saw Apex's logo. The scar tissue over the memory of that conference room. "I'm better than okay," I said. "I'm free."